The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening. 52 degrees. It's 9:40 on your Saturday, April 18th. I am Stephanie Officer. Here's what's happening. Is it open or closed? The back and forth over the critical Strait of Hormuz continues, with Iran now saying no entry.
My name's Barack.
Hi, Mom.
How you doing?
Can you think of the last time a U.S. president had to introduce himself? Well, today Barack Obama did to little kids in the South Bronx. We are getting word of multiple people shot in Paterson, New Jersey tonight. In Masspath, a car meetup leads to chaos in a damaged police vehicle. Former Disney star could probably teach defense after protecting his family from a would-be intruder. And the Knicks now lead 1-0 in the first round of the NBA playoffs versus the Hawks. 52 degrees under cloudy skies in Midtown. It's news time 9:41. Let's get you where you need to go. Patty Bendina.
Let's start out with some delays in Queens. Roadwork delays on the LIE eastbound have you slow from Woodhaven Boulevard to the Grand Central. And then farther east, there's a crash on the LIE eastbound just before Francis Lewis Boulevard. That is traffic backed up before 164th Street. Van Wyck has construction delays from Rockaway Boulevard to Hillside Ave. That's both directions. Jackie Robinson eastbound, that is crowded from Metropolitan Ave to the Grand Central. And some typical delays in Brooklyn, the BQE westbound on and off from the Kosciuszko Bridge over to Atlantic Avenue. Eastbound from right around Union Street up towards the Brooklyn Bridge. And then here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Brooklyn Bridge, still very heavy into Brooklyn. You may want to take the Manhattan or the Williamsburg bridges around it. The George, just about 20 minutes inbound, both levels, 10 out. Cross Bronx westbound does have some construction delays right around the Bronx River Parkway. The Lincoln Tunnel, the Holland Tunnel, they're both completely wide open. There is some delay still, though, on 139 in both directions as you make your way through Jersey City. And then here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. It's a nice drive on the LIE, the Northern State, and the Southern State. Patty Bendina, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Words of warning from President Trump after Iran reimposed restrictions, setting up a showdown in the Strait of Hormuz. While Mr. Trump insisted the two countries were still negotiating, he wasn't hiding his frustration.
Fear and confusion growing over the Strait of Hormuz.
They got a little cute, as they have been doing for 47 years.
After Iran declared it's reasserting strict control less than 24 hours after President Trump said the waterway was completely open.
And they can't blackmail us.
India summoning the Iranian ambassador after two Indian flagged ships came under fire in the strait. A shipping monitor run by the British Navy says it received reports that two Iranian gunboats fired on one tanker while another ship was hit by an unknown projectile.
Correspondent Selena Wang. And over in Lebanon, the Ministry of Public Health reports one person was killed in a strike in the southern part of that country, marking the first death announced since the ceasefire took hold.
We know that it involved members of the UN's peacekeeping force, also known as UNIFIL, that has been operating in southern Lebanon for quite some time. Even before this conflict broke out, we learned that there was an incident that ended up killing a French soldier and wounding 3 others. The details of exactly what happened are still unclear at this point.
Correspondent Marcus Moore in Beirut. That tenuous ceasefire is expected to expire by Wednesday. Iran said it had received new proposals from the U.S. and Pakistani mediators were working to arrange another round of direct negotiations. Well, today, some little ones in the Bronx got a big surprise when both former President Obama and Mayor Zoran Mamdani popped into their child care center in Song.
How's it going, everybody? Good. Is it going good? My name's Barack.
Hi, Mom.
How you doing?
The visit comes as the mayor touts his plan for expanding free child care to include 2-year-olds. This is the pair's first public appearance together. They also read a book to the class and spoke to the children about the importance of community, even explaining affordable housing to the young ones using a sandcastle as a metaphor. We are getting reports into the 1010 Wins newsroom of several people shot in Paterson, New Jersey. Police tell us they are investigating a shooting on East 29th Street and 10th Avenue. Of course, keep it locked right here on 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, the Odyssey app, and 1010wins.com for more on this developing story. Went to news time, 9:45. Passengers evacuated as the police bomb squad checked out a United Airlines plane diverted to Pittsburgh today because of a reported security issue.
The United flight was headed to New York City from Chicago. On the crew's communication from Broadcastify, one says, "We're going to have to start treating this as a potential bomb," after describing a sequential beeping on board. On landing,
Units prepare for passengers bailing on the chute coming out.
then
Aircraft is secured right where it's sitting on Echo 2. All passengers have been evacuated.
but Pittsburgh police say there were no injuries and no bomb was found.
Chuck Severson reporting. In the wee hours of this morning, Maspeth residents were rattled over a neighborhood car takeover event. Cops said they were flooded with a bunch of calls about the noise. Officers arrived, broke up most of the gathering just before 2 a.m., but not before 3 people hopped onto the police car's hood, cracking the windshield. City Council member representing District 30, Phil Wong, tells Winds.
I spoke with the Deputy Commissioner Foster, who told me that there's a squad that will respond to these meetups, consist of helicopters and drones. So they have been given this information and whatever evidence they have collected from the scene, and they'll be looking for these individuals and vehicles.
One motorist was issued a summons for blocking a crosswalk. Police say no one was injured during or after the gathering. When this masterpiece first dropped, one of the only ways you could hear it was on a record, and many New Yorkers are keeping vinyl alive on this record store day.
Oh, keep the streaming and the ads. We want vinyls. Nearly every person I spoke to this World Record Store Day said the same thing, like O'Neill.
I think this brings us back to the original, like how it should be experienced, like putting this on a record, sitting back, just immersing yourself in. I could go on YouTube, but this gives the feel.
Yeah, it happens every third Saturday of April. Record stores nationwide honored, and it brings true music lovers together.
I'm here to support Gabby Moreno, her first album coming out, and I've been looking all over for it, and hopefully I find it here.
Here at Generation Records, where this employee, Kylie, says,
the first person lined up at like 4 a.m. this morning.
Oh yeah, it's a big deal. Amanda Alexander, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM at Generation Records.
Record Store Day was conceived in 2007 and first held in April 2008 as a party to celebrate and spread the word about the unique culture surrounding nearly 1,400 independently owned record stores in the country and thousands of similar stores internationally. Well, the New York City Council is pushing Mayor Mamdani for more transparency into a mental health response program and his approach to changing how the city handles 911 calls involving people in mental distress. The document reports the council on Thursday passed legislation requiring the Mamdani administration submit regular performance reports on the Behavioral Health Emergency Assistance Response Division, or BHERD. The nearly 5-year-old program sends mental health professionals and EMTs to certain mental health emergencies instead of the cops. But in an audit last year, the city comptroller found BHERD failed to respond to more than a third of eligible mental health calls. The program has been criticized for a lack of transparency and sufficient data collection. Councilmember Lynn Shulman introduced the bill that received near unanimous approval. The mayor has not signed the legislation yet. The first report would be due June 1st, 2027, followed by regular updates every 6 months. Right now, it is 52 degrees under cloudy skies. AccuWeather Real Feels put us at 50, and that's about the low for tonight. Tomorrow, a high of 56 early, but temperatures fall into the 40s. And then tomorrow night, we're partly cloudy with a low of 42. Your full AccuWeather forecast, plus a check of your commute in just a minute on 1010 Wins. An actor goes from the Disney Channel to essentially RoboCop. We'll get to that, but first... Wins News Time 9:51. Let's get you where you need to go. Patty Bendina.
Have some roadwork delays in Queens on the LIE eastbound from Woodhaven Boulevard to the Grand Central. And then farther east, there is a crash we're still dealing with on the LIE. That is sitting just before Francis Lewis Boulevard. That is traffic backed up to 164th Street. Van Wyck, construction delays from Rockaway Boulevard to Hillside Ave. That's both directions. And slow traffic on the Jackie Robinson eastbound from Metropolitan Ave to the Grand Central. Have delays over in Brooklyn on the BQE westbound on and off from the Kosciuszko Bridge over to Atlantic Avenue. Eastbound, it's a slow go from Union Street up towards the Brooklyn Bridge. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Still looking at some heavy traffic on the Brooklyn Bridge into Brooklyn. May want to take the Manhattan Bridge. Hudson River crossings, the George, getting a little bit better. 15 to 20 minutes inbound both levels, just about 10 out. You will find some construction delays on the Cross Bronx westbound right at Bronx River Parkway. In Jersey City, 139, that is backed up inbound. Once you get past that, the Holland Tunnel, completely smooth sailing. No problems with the Lincoln Tunnel. That's completely wide open. And here's what we see on Long Island's Big Three. It's smooth sailing on the LIE, the northern state and the southern state. Patty Bendina, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
promised this just into the 1010 Wins newsroom. Patterson, New Jersey police now tell us that one person is dead and 3 others have been wounded in what appears to be a mass shooting in New Jersey. No word on their conditions yet. Again, Patterson police tell us here at 1010 Wins that one person is dead and 3 others have been wounded in a shooting. No word yet on their conditions. And please keep in mind, this does come just a week after that deadly Chick-fil-A mass shooting. Winds news time, 9:52. Let's take a check of your AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist John Feerick.
We'll have a lot of clouds out there for tonight, and it looks like we'll see some drizzle or even a shower later on. Also, could be a little bit of fog along the coast that reduces visibility. We'll dip back into the low 50s, starting out in the 50s tomorrow morning, but we'll have some showers moving through, and they'll last into the early part of the afternoon. Temperatures, though, will fall. We'll be back into the 40s tomorrow afternoon, then partly cloudy tomorrow night, down to 42 in Midtown, 30s in the suburbs, brisk and chilly on Monday. Partly sunny, can't rule out a shower, the high 52. Still on the cool side, Tuesday, sunny up to 53, then we're into the low 60s again on Wednesday. I'm AccuWeather's John Feerick on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
Real estate agents are fond of saying a home's value depends on 3 things: location, location, location. And to prove that point, location is why a 432-square-foot cottage is going for millions.
The cottage sits on an 8,500-square-foot lot in Laguna Beach, south of Los Angeles.